This is great to be here this morning. I'm excited to be associated with this very smart room. I am a little bit reluctant, though, to show you this video first. It's a little promotional, and some of you may recognize some zombie hands, and please forgive the amateur narration, but it's meant to give us a kind of a historical context, and then I will have 2 or 3 remarks after that, and we'll get rolling.
This demo of what Sports Illustrated might look like on a tablet got a lot of attention.
My name is Terry McDonell. I'm the editor of Sports Illustrated, and here's your new issue.
Major publications from the New York Times to Sports Illustrated are developing new media applications for the iPad.
Will people have to pay for this content?
Absolutely, it's valuable. The possibilities, are almost endless. It's intuitive, and our stuff just looks so great.
Sports Illustrated is a monster traditional brand. Empowered engineers and developers like all of you in this room creating new versions of Sports Illustrated. This is a poll that we're doing live right now about how to build a baseball franchise, and this is a new idea in advertising. You can change the lens and see what that's like, so this advertising can become content in and of itself. And then, of course, we can show you where to buy it. Sports Illustrated Snapshot delivers the best sports photos of the day every day with 10 eye-popping images. It is built in HTML5 to be searchable, shareable, and immediately accessible from the Chrome browser. All Access bundles together the next generation of SI on Apple iPads and iPhones, Android tablets and smartphones, the Nook, and web access on SI.com. The idea is simple. Deliver SI content to consumers at all touch points on all platforms, anytime, anywhere for one annual fee. Football Rivals is one of SI's most ambitious productions to date. Featuring a dynamic, easy-to-use interface with 3D interactivity, the app explores the history of 10 great rivalries with more than 300 screens combining video, photography, inside stories from the SI Vault, and updates on what to expect this year from the teams. The app is free, available on the iPad, iPhone, and Android smartphones. Sports Illustrated Swimsuit launched in 2012 across numerous platforms. A digital issue on more than 12 devices with exclusive content on tablets, smartphones, and mobile apps, featuring 360-degree effects and AirPlay, a viewer app that brings the magazine to life, a making-of documentary on VH1, over 100 original videos on SI.com, and of course, the iconic print edition are all part of the most ambitious production yet for a franchise that this year has reached more than 70 million. I think the subtext of that video and that time, at least the way I experienced it, was a strategy of getting out there, of fooling around with everything and seeing what we could do. And that's in fact what we did. However, the course of that, what kept coming back to me was the business school argument about whether or not culture trumps strategy. And I was working in a place where there were 3 cultures. There was a very smart, albeit conservative, but hungry executive culture, was anxious to change the business model for reasons that we will get into later. There was an editorial culture that was proud and strong, but perhaps not as informed as they might have been about what was coming at them out of the new technology. This is not to say that anyone was unhappy when somebody came to fix their email or ever complained to IT that the air conditioning wasn't working right. The really good news was that at Time Inc. we had an extremely strong tech culture that had been undervalued. They'd almost been working beneath their own radar, so to speak. But when we brought these together, something was going to happen. That's when I found this, and I'm sharing this with you. I hope you can all read this. We were looking for some manifesto, all of us. We were looking for some way to explain ourselves, and as always, a little bit of irony, smartass, whatever helps. So when we found this, we invented something called the Machiavelli Club, and we passed this around to everybody who was touching any of the things that we were doing, and that grew and grew and grew, and that gave us a kind of swagger that I think is one of the most important things we have at Time Inc. today. And the way that affected the strategy is that all of Time Inc. magazines are now, all of them, 21 of them are now on the iPad, and many of them are on many, many other platforms. The bad part of this were the mistakes we made all came out of basically what turned into the same joke. This was the Swiss Army knife syndrome. We were so excited, and still are to a degree, about the things that we could do that we wanted to put it all on there. And I started thinking about my Swiss Army knife and how cool it was to have that saw on it, and how I had never once used that saw except maybe once on my finger to see if it was sharp. So what we do now, and what I advise anybody to talk to about this, is to just pull in and have restraint, and always, always, always be aware of what will actually be used a lot. And to move off here quickly, I'd like to show you my screensaver. This is to remind me that it's dangerous out there, and even if you're the strongest predator, you can die alone in the desert if you don't keep moving. So with that, I'd like to get started this morning, and I will talk to you at the end of the program. Thank you very much.